You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today's tip comes from JoBeth Honig. JoBeth has been in sales for almost 6 years after moving from being a top personal trainer to now a top SaaS seller. She's most recently moved into an enterprise BDR role selling dispute management software. Here she is.
Hey everyone, I'm going to be talking about the importance of learning about yourself. So for me, I've learned so much about myself throughout my career and what I need to be successful, and that makes it so much easier to be able to ask for what I need, especially when starting a new role. So I'm very process driven, and that means that I either need to follow an established process or I need to create a new one. I am not someone who can just wing it. And that's not good or bad. It's just how I'm wired, and that's totally fine. And whenever I learned about myself that I need a process, I was able to replicate success. So I started my career at a company that they had a very established process. They had great training. And so I was able to come in and I had some really quick success. And I was consistently a top rep the entire time that I was there. Eventually, I moved on to another company and, I loved working there, but they did have a younger sales organization. And so they just didn't really have their process nailed down yet, which worked for them. They had some really talented salespeople working for them that did extremely well. But for me, I came in and I had a really rough start because I was pretty much just trying to do whatever everyone else was doing and hoping that I would have the same results. So what I ended up doing was I had a meeting with my manager and we sat down and we talked about what I needed to be successful. So I thought about a time when I was successful. And then I thought about, what made me successful in that situation? What caused difficulties? What helped me overcome those difficulties? And, it's funny, the same month, I made that change at the beginning of the month. And the same month, I went from being super scared for my job to being a top rep. And I was able to, do that the rest of my time there. So, another example I wanted to give, Scott, you're going to love this. Scott asked me to do this podcast I think 2 to 3 weeks ago. Super stoked about it. But I got super anxious because I'm a procrastinator. And, it's just how I am. I pretty much got through college by setting little mini due dates for myself on big projects. So, if I agree to do something and there's not a deadline, then I just get super anxious that I'm not doing it. And I feel incredibly guilty, even though there's I don't know. So what I have learned that I really need to do is whenever I agree to do something is I need to be great, would love to do that for you. I will have it done by Monday. Just giving myself a deadline, creates some really clear expectations for myself. Very similar with, how creating processes for sales, really helps with my anxiety and having, a clear way to go about things. And being able to learn these things about myself really helps me to be able to communicate it to others to improve my business relationships in addition to, of course, my sales success. So literally love talking about all this. I'd love to hear from you about how you've learned about yourself, because maybe then I can learn about myself through you. So thank you so much. I hope you have a good one.
Today, JoBeth will be with us at the Sales Success Summit, where we'll all be learning more about ourselves. And as always, we'll have a link for you to connect with JoBeth on LinkedIn at dailysales.tips/996. Once you've done that, be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.